Yo, what's up, guys? We are live, so I'm going to do a really quick live stream. I'm trying to keep these live streams tight, but there's some early value for tomorrow, so I figured maybe let's try to lock in an underdog play, something like that. So this play I actually already gave out on Twitter. If you use FanDuel, I won't spend a lot of time on it, but early line discrepancy, you can see you can get UMass money line at minus 192 on FanDuel. I say this all the time, but sometimes the best bets are early. All these other books are opening UMass around much bigger favorites, minus 240, minus 275. So getting minus 192 on FanDuel, really good value. But anyways, let's build this PrizePicks slip because they have some really good hockey value actually right now. So let's take a look, and then we'll go over to Underdog Fantasy because there's some plays. But if you use FanDuel, this is the first bet I locked in. Early value, minus 192. All these other books have this around minus 230. And again, the sports betting market is so fragmented, all these books try to set their own odds. But anyways, let's ride some dudes. So this first play, let's just start building a slip. So let's start building a slip. So what do we have right here? So next I want to go over to tennis. So I say this in every live stream. I think there's only one hockey game tomorrow, but this looks like the most random, slip of all time. But if you look right here, you can see we have Skinner under 2.5 shots on goal. And if you look at the sports books, so this is Pinnacle, which is known to be a pretty sharp sports book. Obviously, you want to look at all the books, but they have Skinner as a huge favorite to go under, minus 170 favorite, to go under 2.5 shots on goal. So we know his unders, the heavily favored outcome, the more likely outcome. And then it's the same thing for this tennis play. So we have under 23.5 games. So anyways, I'm going to keep this live stream tight, but I figured let's try to get in a player, maybe a slip or two. So unfortunately, it doesn't look like PrizePicks has, or a lot of the books have posted NBA lines for tomorrow, so I don't really see anything in the NBA. But on the bright side, there's a lot of esports value. So what we can do is we can take a look at some of these esports plays, build a slip quickly, and then we'll go over to Underdog. So again, obviously, I follow a very data-driven approach, but, just every single bet I give out, trying to make sure it has good value. So if you take a look right here at this player, ZTR, and what's great about esports is there's just so many games. Whatever. We didn't have a ton of NBA, today. We only had 6 games. I guess that's still a fair amount, but not a ton. But if you look at all the sports books, like Underdog Fantasy, what's crazy is just how many esports games there are every day. There's literally hundreds. It's insane, which means there's a ton of opportunity because all these books are trying to set their own lines. There's a ton of opportunity for these books to screw up. So ZTR's line, 29 on PrizePicks. Other books opening them at 27, 28, 26.5. So even if you only use PrizePicks, those are indications to you that, hey, PrizePicks has this line too high. All the other books have the line lower. So now we have one play, but ideally we can find some other plays with value, which, there's always some good esports value, which is nice. So this is quite literally going to be the most random slip of all time, but fuck it. Let's just build it, lock it in. So we have 32, 30, 31.5. You want to consider the juice too. PrizePicks has this line at 32. All the other books, 30.5 on hot streak with the under favored 30, 30, whatever. But anyways, let's finish out this slip. Should we do a 6 flex or should we do a 5 flex? That's the real question. Should we run a 6 flex or should we run a 5 flex? So what do we want to do? 6 flex, 5 flex, 6 flex, 5 flex. What should we do? 6 flex or 5 flex? Anyone have opinions? 6 flex or 5 flex? 6 is too risky. Okay, so people are saying fuck the 6 flex. Let's run a 5 flex. So again, what's kind of annoying is for esports, you can only pair one player on the same team. But what we can do is try to find some correlation. So what I mean by that, honestly, we may run a 6 flex. So in CS2, it's a little weird, but the longer the game goes, obviously, the more likely the players are to go over. So long story short, in most of these esports games, what you want to do is you want to pair players. It's a little different in League of Legends, but you want to pair players to go the same direction. So you can see this play, first of all, it has value. So if you take a look right here, Nilo, 34.5. All the other books have the line significantly lower. So not only does this play have value, but it's also positively correlated with, well, actually, this play's fuck. He's on the same team, so I'm not going to be able to pair it. But these two players are on opposing teams, so we have a little bit of correlation on the under, which works out for us. And then what did we want to look at? So we just pulled up that Sense guy, which we're not going to be able to play. So Sense and Sus. So let's take a look right here. What are the plays with value? Bro, what the fuck? So what we need to do is let's get rid of that. So let's take a look right here. We have Sense and Sus. So what we can do is we can actually pair this with it. So we have Sense under 23. Let's take a look here. Or no, this is an over. So this does. Anyways, I'm going to run this as a 5 flex. And then we'll go over to Underdog Fantasy. Again, trying to keep these live streams tighter. PrizePicks, unfortunately, if you look at the top right corner, they just have me limited to some ass betting limits. But let me put the link in the chat for anyone who wants to tail. So we got our first play. The hockey play definitely seems to be the best. I mean, all the books have the under heavily, heavily favored. Here's the play. So the link's in the chat, for anyone who wants to tail. I'll put it in a couple times. Can you explain the Kawhi bet? Anyways, let's go here. And this is the play. So hopefully you can see it on my screen. And let me just take a note. I'll put the picks in the chat too if you don't want to take them all. Under 23.5 games. I will call Katie back. So we have under 23.5 games. We have ZTR under 29. We got Fame under 32. And then we have S-Juice under 27.5. So let's see if we can get anything on Underdog Fantasy. We're riding a bunch of fucking esports dudes. Esports does get bumped. Bro, you smashed the FanDuel parlay today. Good shit. Well, we won on FanDuel, but I literally got boned on Fliff. Karis LeVert, under 6.5 assists. He didn't even play that many minutes. I mean, he could have gone for, that was a horrible call, but anyways, can't win them all. But regardless, hopefully our Fliff play wins tomorrow. But let me just add a note here of this play. I think, too, we had a... Anyways, let's just go through it. We did have... I'm trying to remember here. So if we look here... So that play did not do well. But we did get a couple... Fuck, man. So let's reload this. I mean, how did we do on PrizePicks today? That play did not work out. But we did get... So this play got bumped down 2 pushes. But the play from last night ended up... I mean, at least doing... At least we got a... So this is like a 5x payout. So, I mean, we definitely made profit on PrizePicks. But obviously could have been... Always can be a better day. But anyways, let's see what we have on Underdog. So let's go back here. Bro, why isn't this fucking computer letting me zone out? Anyways, let's see if there's anything on Underdog Fantasy. If not, we can kind of call it a day. Just because I want to keep these live streams tighter. I'm not sure why this screen is so big. So let's go here. Why can't I zoom out? Anyways, let's see if there's anything. If not, I'll kind of call this live stream. So it doesn't seem like there's a ton of value, honestly, for tomorrow on Underdog. There was a play on Kyle Lowry under 1.5 made threes, but they may have already bumped it. So let's take a look. Do they still have Kyle Lowry? So they do still have this play on Kyle Lowry. I'm not sure why I don't see it anymore. Maybe the Bucks ended up changing odds? I don't know. Bro, why is this screen so big? Anyways, let's see if there's anything on Underdog to pair with Lowry. So there was Lowry under 1.5 threes. But honestly, it seems like the line moved or something like that. So not a ton of other value. I mean, I don't want to keep these live streams too long if there's not good value. So I don't really see anything else on PrizePicks. We kind of got in the early value. That play on Skinner's by far the best play. Well, it does look like there is some NBA popping up. So if you take a look right here, like Kelly Oubre, under 22.5 points plus rebounds. Again, like all this tool does is it just points out line discrepancies. Like all these books set their own lines. So you, of course, want to make sure, you're getting decent value on every play you go with. So you can see here, Oubre, they're opening his line at 22.5 on PrizePicks. I don't think Maxi's back tomorrow, But long story short, you can see here all the other books are opening him up at, 21.5. So, okay, like you obviously don't want to take his over on PrizePicks if you decide to take Oubre, so you'd want to take his under. So this play seems decent. Oubre under 22.5 points plus rebounds. So he's obviously gone over 5 out of the past 5 games, but every game's different. I mean, who are they playing tomorrow? They're playing the Knicks. I don't know. Maybe that's a worse matchup for him. But again, like what's great about looking at market data is all this stuff is kind of baked into the lines. But you can see there's actually some other esports line discrepancies. So again, I'm not sure why my computer super zoomed in. But like what the fuck? But anyways, there actually are some plays kind of coming up for tomorrow. So we were on this play on Fliff a couple days ago when the Knicks last played. Not today, but the day before. So we were on Brunson assists, I think. Yeah, so we were on Brunson over 6.5 assists. So here we have it again. And again, I'm not sure why this screen is fucked up, but you can see here all the books have Brunson as a big favorite to go over. Do people like Brunson assists for tomorrow over 6.5 assists? So we have Jalen Brunson over 6.5 assists. You can see here his over is like minus 140, minus 150 on all these books. So it's like, okay, maybe we do want to build another slip, especially because this play on Skinner was really fucking good. So what we can do is we can go back here. Let's get rid of the play on Oubre. It doesn't actually make, like, I don't really want to take Brunson to go over and then Oubre to go under in the same slip. Because obviously if the game's a blowout, there's a good chance both of them are going to be on the bench in the fourth quarter. So where's the next game? How much NBA do we have tomorrow? Bro, why isn't this zooming out? But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have a lot of NBA tomorrow. So I'll probably be streaming, for a good chunk of the day tomorrow if there's good value. So this is the first game. You can see the Knicks are minus 200 favorites. Brunson's back. So I don't really want to pair the Oubre play, and I like this play on Jalen Brunson better. Again, I'm not sure why it looks so fucking stupid, but that's fine. So then we just need to find some other plays that we want to pair. So I'm going to take the Skinner play again. And then what we can do is, ideally, just try to find some of these CS2 plays that we can go with. So my copy and paste isn't working either. Okay, cool. So we have Jaquinho. So let's go here. Let's build this quickly. So we have Jaquinho under 28. So we want to take his under 28. You can see there's 4 other books posting lines. It's kind of like if you were a stock trader. Again, the market's super efficient, the stock market. But it's crazy. Like all these books are running around trying to set their own esports lines, and they're really bad at it. There's a lot of discrepancies in the market. But anyways, we have 3 picks to start out this slip. So ideally what I want to do is I want to find a play in the same game, in this Apex game. And then see if we can get a little bit of correlation there. So what we already have is we have, so we're already on ZTR's under. So what we can do is we can go back here. So we're already on ZTR, but what we can do is now we can go to SUSP under 28. Although if these players are on the same team, again, they only let you pair 1 esports player per team. So PrizePicks wouldn't even let me submit this. But we'll find some other plays that we can possibly pair together. So let's see what we have here. What other value is available? So again, we're not going to be able to take any more plays in this Met support game. And some of these players were already on, so I don't want to just include the same dude. So what we can do here is let's just filter out, this Met support team. We already have some picks on these guys, so we're not going to be able to include another player in the same slip. And then we have Skinner. We're on Brunson. I don't really want to include the Oubre play. Josh Hart under 27.5 PRAs. Nah, that play doesn't pair well with Brunson. So we're already on Fame. So let's try to get some new picks in here. We're already on Fame under 32. So let's ignore that pick. And let's just kind of finish building this slip. I don't want to waste your guys' time. I'm trying to move as quickly as possible, but obviously, if there's any correlation or whatever that we can kind of take advantage of, I want to do that. So here we have Gala under 8. This play seems solid. All these other books have his line at 7.5. That play seems solid. And then let's just finish out this slip with another esports play. And then we can kind of call it a day. So let's go back here and let's look at these CS2 lines. And we want him under 27.5. So a super under-dominated slip. All the other books, 26, 25.5, whatever. So let's lock this in, and then this will be our second PrizePick slip. And then we can go back to Underdog, but let me put the link in the chat for anyone who wants to tail this. So I'm riding Skinner again. I mean, this hockey play is super good. Probably one of the best plays on the board, so might as well go with it a couple times or put it in a few different slips. So we got Brunson over 6.5 assists. Skinner under 2.5 shots on goal. Jorginho under 28, map 1-2. And then we got Gala under 8, map 1-2. And then we got another esports play. And again, like I say this in every video, but I will quite literally bet on anything. If there's an edge, if there's value on the play, I'll play it. And on PrizePicks, like, you know. Anyways, let's see if there's anything on Underdog. Where the fuck did that play go on Kyle Lowry? So, like, maybe a couple golf picks showing up, but honestly, nothing crazy, nothing worth keeping the live stream going over. So, I'll drop some plays later on Twitter if I see any value, but, you know, nothing else really new. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, and I'll be back on live tomorrow, so hopefully you're able to get these PrizePick slips in. I don't really see much else. On like Fliff or anything. A lot of these books haven't even posted odds for tomorrow, or at least all of their odds. So is there anything? Nah, nothing really on Fliff. So I'll call it a day for now. Thanks.